Hi, friends. Welcome back to Easy Learning English Podcast. It's so good to have you here with me again. Wherever you are, whatever time you're listening, I hope you're doing well. Today, I want to share an idea that sounds simple, but can change the way we experience life. It's this. What if we just allow everything to happen? At first, it might sound strange. Normally, when life gives us something we don't like, our natural reaction is to resist, to fight, to say, this shouldn't be happening. But what if happiness comes not from fighting, but from allowing? Let me tell you a small story. The other day, I was walking home and it suddenly started raining heavily. I didn't have an umbrella, I was tired, and my first thought was, oh no, why now? Why me? But then another thought came. The rain is just rain. It's not against me, it's not personal, it's just doing what rain does. So instead of fighting it, I allowed it. I walked slowly, felt the drops on my skin, and surprisingly, instead of stress, I felt a little joy. By simply allowing it to happen, I felt free. This made me realize how much of our suffering comes from trying to control what we cannot control. Think about it. The weather, other people's opinions, the past, the future, none of these are truly in our hands. The Stoic philosophers had a powerful idea. Control what you can, accept what you can't. Peace, they said, comes when we stop wasting energy fighting reality. For example, if someone says something rude to you, you can't control their words, but you can control your reaction. If your bus is late, you can't control the bus, but you can control whether you spend 20 minutes angry or you spend it listening to music, reading a few pages, or just breathing. Allowing doesn't mean you agree with everything. It simply means you stop fighting what has already happened. And when you allow, something magical happens. You feel lighter. Life doesn't feel like a constant battle anymore. Imagine you're holding a rope, and on the other side is a big monster pulling. The harder you pull, the harder it pulls back. But if you just drop the rope, suddenly you're free. That's what allowing feels like. Happiness in the end is not always about getting more. It's often about resisting less. When we stop saying, this shouldn't be happening, we open the door to peace. Let's take another simple example. You're stuck in traffic. Normally, frustration builds. Why is this happening? I'm going to be late. But if you take a breath and say, okay, I'm here. Cars are moving slowly. That's reality. Something shifts. You notice the music on the radio, the trees outside, or maybe you use the time to practice a few English phrases in your head. The situation hasn't changed, but your experience has. And this idea connects beautifully with language learning. Many learners feel frustrated. Why can't I speak fluently yet? Why do I keep forgetting words? Why is it so hard? But learning English is just like life. If you fight it, you suffer. If you allow mistakes, allow slow progress, allow yourself to sound imperfect, you relax. And when you relax, you actually learn faster. Instead of saying, I should be fluent by now, try saying, I allow myself to be a learner. I allow myself to grow step by step. That's freedom in learning, just like in life. So here's what I want you to take away today. Happiness doesn't come from controlling every little detail. Happiness comes from allowing life to unfold, moment by moment. The next time something happens that you don't like, try this simple thought. This is what's happening. I allow it. Then ask yourself, what can I do now with peace instead of resistance? And I'd love to give you a small challenge. For the next 24 hours, whenever something bothers you, maybe the weather, maybe waiting in line, maybe making a mistake in English, instead of saying, why me? Simply say, I allow this. Pay attention to how it changes the way you feel. You may notice yourself becoming calmer, lighter, maybe even happier. So that's my reflection for today. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Remember, happiness is not about controlling every little detail. Happiness comes from allowing life to be life. And if you're learning English, it's the same. Don't fight your mistakes. Welcome them. They are proof that you're growing. If you enjoyed today's talk, please subscribe, share it with a friend, and come back next week for another episode. Take care, my friend. And remember, whatever happens today, just allow it.